Hi, I'm Sarah with Core Motion Fitness. Welcome to your 30-minute full body stretch. We're gonna go ahead and get warmed up and then get right into our stretches. So go ahead and come to the end of your mat, please. Feet underneath your hips. We're gonna take a nice big inhale all the way up. Touch your fingers at the top and then let those arms fall by your side and swoop down into a forward fold. Let your head and neck relax. Bend both knees and gently roll yourself up. And let's try that again. Big inhale at the top. And let the hands fall by your sides, forward fold. Bend the knees, roll yourself up. And let's add on. Inhaling at the top, both hands together. Lift up, slightly back, opening up through the rib cage, and fold forward. Good, deep knee bend here. And roll yourself slowly up. And one more time. And exhale forward. And again, deep knee bend. And roll yourself up. And the last part of this warm-up sequence, hands to the top. Inhale, and then exhale over to one side. And up and over to the other side. And right through the middle, forward fold. Bend both knees. And roll yourself all the way up. Let's try that one last time. Inhaling at the top, grow a little bit taller, and lift up and over to one side. And up and over to the opposite side. And forward fold. And bend both knees. And go ahead and roll yourself all the way up. And relax. Good job. All right, we're gonna start with a hip hinge and work into some IT band stretches. So the IT band runs down the side of our legs. A lot of times we feel some tightness there from all of our daily activities, specifically running, jumping, anything that will pull on the knees and hips. So we're gonna begin by hinging forward at our hips. Nice flat back here to begin with. Hands can be right here on your thighs. I'm gonna turn to the side here for you. And we're gonna bend our right leg and straighten our left leg. So without pressing on your knees, just go ahead and hang out here for just a moment. So you will feel a hamstring stretch as well in that straight leg. And then take an inhale and exhale, switch to the other leg. So now that your right leg is straight, and we will come right back through the center, bend both knees, roll ourselves up just to let the blood rush out of our head for a moment, and then hinge back again, and we'll try that again. So go ahead and straighten your right leg, and straighten your left leg. Good job. And bend both knees and roll yourself up. And let's add one more level to that stretch. So we're going to hinge at our hips again. Hold here, nice flat back. And go ahead and straighten your right leg. Great job. Now we are going to reach down with our right hand and wrap our left hand around our back. Hold that right there. So now you're getting into the IT band stretch on the right side. And then go back to a flat back and straighten your left leg. Reach your left hand down toward the ground. Wrap your right hand behind and hold here. Taking some nice deep breaths. And go right back through the middle. Big knee bend. And roll yourself all the way up. And let's do that again. So go back into your flat back. And right leg straightens as our hips push back. We reach our right hand down. We pull our abdominals in. We wrap that left hand around, looking over our shoulder. And let's go back to the center and switch to the other side. So straight leg, straight arm, and then wrap it around, look over your shoulder. And let's go back to our flat back here and roll it on up. We're gonna go one more layer into this if you would like. If it doesn't feel good, then stay with one of the first two options. So flat back, Straighten your right leg, reach your hand down, and maybe your hand only goes to your ankle or around your knee, that's okay. We're gonna wrap that hand around the back. Now you can stay right here, or you can just sway slightly side to side. Let those hips move as you feel that release in your IT band. And bring it right back to center, knees bend, and let's go to the other side. Left leg straight and left arm down. Wrap your arm around. And again, you might need to be up here a little bit higher, that's okay. And then if you'd like, take that sway side to side. And again, just taking some big inhales while you're here, letting your body relax. And release, bend both knees, and roll yourself slowly up to the top. We're gonna finish that IT band with the right leg stepping behind and arms reaching up and over toward the left. Good, and then we are gonna circle this down and around. So just find a nice rotation here. Down and around, come all the way up at the top and hold. Great, let's do it one more time. It's also a nice balancing act. And hold at the top and release those arms. Go ahead and switch to the other side. First, begin by reaching your arms and then again tipping toward the ground, rotating in the bottom, slowly coming up to the top. And one more time, same direction. And all the way up to the top. And hold, very good. All right, go ahead and roll your shoulders, move your hips side to side, and we're gonna move into our hips for the next section. So take your feet wider than your hips, toes are gonna turn out, and then we're gonna take ourselves into a warrior two. So our right toes are going to turn out, quarter turn to the side, left toes are gonna continue to point forward. Okay, that heel is just going to bisect your left foot there. Now we're gonna bend our right knee, and if you find that immediately your knee goes over your toes, you just wiggle that foot forward a little bit. So we're gonna find ourselves in a nice deep stretch here. Knee over the midfoot, toes pointing forward, don't overstretch. You've got lots of time to get nice and loose through the hips. So to begin with, arms open out to the side, draw the abdominals in, and we're going to stand tall with both legs straightening up as our arms come up overhead, and then sink down into that warrior two. Let's do it again. Inhale up and exhale. Each time you exhale, go a little bit deeper. And one more time. And hold right here. So from here, we're gonna reach our arms a little bit longer. Now, I'd like you to pull your abdominals in. I want you to push your hips back. Push your hips back, keep bending that right knee. And now reach your arms forward to me and hold. Hold, hold, hold. Bring your arms back out to the side, come back into your warrior, and stay put for just a moment. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, hinge the hips back as your arms reach forward. Keep that nice deep knee bend. And arms to the side. Bring yourself back up. And one more time. So exhale, hinge. And reach your arms, hold on the inhale. And arms come back. And we'll stop here right in our warrior two and release. Come up, let the arms drop, toes point forward, and then we'll just switch and turn our left toes, quarter turn. Begin by bending your knee. Be mindful that each side may feel a little bit different in the flexibility department, and that's okay. So open your arms out to the side. Again, right toes are forward, and let's take a big inhale up and exhale. Good job. Inhale, lift. Taking your time here. And again, big inhale up. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale, hold right here. Okay, check in with your body. Knee lined up over the midfoot, abdominals pulled in. We're gonna begin our hinge forward. So tip at the hips, reach your arms to me. Open back out to the side, and then lift up, keeping your left knee bent. Stay put, and let's go again. Exhale, tip, and inhale, reach and hold. and open to the side. Great job. We'll do that one more time. It felt so wonderful. And exhale, hinge. Inhale, stretch those arms forward and bring them back to the side and all the way up and release. Good. Turn your toes forward, roll your shoulders back, and just walk your feet in. And again, just move your hips side to side. Get a drink at any time if you need to. And we are gonna move on. We're gonna take our feet wide, but not quite as wide as before. And this time we are gonna continue to work the hips, but we're also gonna get into our hamstrings, so back of the legs. So what I'd like you to do here is to go ahead and hinge at your hips, hands are on your thighs. Our first level is just hands on the thighs only. We're gonna drop our hips nice and low, and then we're gonna straighten our legs. So your toes have a slight turnout, and that allows your knees to turn out as well. Okay, just a nice deep knee bend, lifting our chest as we move into this position. Hamstring stretch here. Now, if that feels pretty good and you'd like a little bit more, all right, I'm gonna have you slide your hands down towards your ankles and arms go to the insides of the knees and then hips go high. Good, so inhale on the bottom and exhale, push up. Again, inhale down and exhale up. Great job. One more time, inhale down and exhale, lift up and hold. Take your hands onto your elbows, let your chin tuck toward your chest. Knees are soft, you should be able to pop them right and left. And then we're just gonna take this into a sway side to side. So if this feels uncomfortable, bend your knees, but you're gonna feel a nice release in your hip flexors, your hamstrings. And we'll take one more in each direction and then stop right through the middle. Bend both knees and let's roll ourselves all the way up. Shoulders come up back and around and release. All right, moving on into a kneeling lunge. Let's go ahead and take one leg forward, the other leg goes back. Okay, our knee lines up right over that ankle or midfoot. We are gonna tuck our back toes just for a moment here as we drop our hips nice and deep between our knees. Okay, so a little flexion in the back foot. It feels good on the arch of the foot. We're gonna hold here for a moment and then reach, same arm as back leg, up and hold. Great job. From here, we're gonna just rock back. So our front leg will go straight. Take that straight arm, reach it down toward the ground. Maybe it goes to your thigh and flex your front foot this time. So a nice hamstring release here. And then we'll go back into the hip flexor again. So rock your body forward and we're gonna lift that arm up. You're also gonna feel an opening through the front of your body. And then rock yourself back, flexing your front foot. Keep in mind your knee can be a little bent if you need to in the front, but I don't wanna see any of this rounded position here. Nice flat back. And one more time, reach it up. And rock yourself back and hold right here. Great job. All we're gonna do is switch to the other side. So both hands go to the ground, knees come to the ground, and let's switch. The other leg comes forward, our knee lines up over our ankle, and we lift the same arm as back leg, and enjoy that beautiful stretch. Tuck your toes if you forgot to do it like I did. And then we will rock ourselves back, hands to the ground, front foot flexed, and rock forward again. So first find that nice deep position and then add the lift. And reach to the ground, rock back. Let's try that one more time. These are simple stretches, but you know what? Sometimes we just don't take the time to get them in. And so dedicating 30 minutes or however much time you have to really get into these muscle groups that are tight and possibly locked up is so beneficial to the health of your muscles. And release. Go ahead and put both hands to the floor. Bring yourself down onto your hands and knees. And we're gonna round our back and get ready for some hip work. Now this is some hip activation that's coming your way. Okay, it's not necessarily a stretch, but sometimes our hips don't activate like we need them to. okay? And then we start putting tension in other areas of our body, okay? Or we're just unstable and it causes other joints to do the work that they're not meant to do. So come back to a flat back, and we're gonna begin with our right leg, okay? So right leg, we're just gonna take it up behind us, okay, and just hold right here. So I want you to feel your hips. If they're open to one side, just kind of level them up, level them out here. You can always go to your knuckles if you need to. Good, and we're gonna bring our knee in toward our midline, out to the side, and right back up and hold. Let's do that again. So our abdominals are pulled in tight. We bring our knee in, out to the side, and a little rotation as we go back. So you should feel the rotation happening in the hip joint. Out to the side, up and hold. One more time in this direction. And hold right there. Now we're going in the opposite direction, so our knee will fan out to the side, slowly come in, and then lift back up, toes pointed, and again out to the side, and lift it back up. You're gonna also feel your abdominals working in this position as well. And one more time. Good, nice hip rotation, and stay right there. Very good. From here, we're gonna slide our knee forward, right between our hands, and then we're just gonna stretch our other leg back and go into a pigeon. So you can take your front heel, put it in your opposite hip pocket. If you've got the flexibility, you're welcome to take that leg a little further out in front of you. I don't quite have that flexibility in my hips, so no worries. Some people can take that foot nice and parallel to the mat. Wherever you're at is wonderful. And we're just gonna hold here. If you'd like, you can also rock side to side and feel that front hip get a nice stretch. Good job. And if you'd like a little more, bring yourself down to the ground. You can even stretch all the way out if it feels good. And walk your hands back in. I'd like you to go ahead and press up, lift your chest, eyes and chin up toward the ceiling. And release, good work. Let's take it to the other side. So go ahead and tuck your back toes, come onto all fours. I'm gonna turn so you can see the other side here. Hands underneath our shoulders. And again, we'll begin with that leg up behind, a little activation through our hamstrings and glutes. And pulling the abdominals in tight. Go ahead and bring your knee down and then out to the side and circle it back up. And let's try it again. And remember to rotate as you bring your leg up and back. Keep going. And one more time right here. Inhale down. Exhale up and around and hold. Good, now let's fan our knee out to the side. Fan it out to the side, squeeze it down, and then lift right back up. Toes are pointed, and you've got 3 more. Think about a softness in your elbow, not locking out those joints. Great work. And one more time, out and around. And lifting up and hold right here. And release. The leg that's lifted, just slide it between your hands. Slide your other leg back behind. And we'll take it into that pigeon. So center your body weight. If it feels good to rock a little bit and kind of get into a good position for your body, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we're gonna start walking our hands down to the ground. Continuing to take deep breaths here. And relax into a full stretch if you would like. And let's walk our hands back in and lifting our chest, lifting our chin, eyes to the ceiling. Good job. And tuck your back toes, press yourself back into a child's pose. And let's let those hips have a little break. So you can move your hips side to side if it feels good. Our next sequence, we are gonna move into neck and shoulders and a little bit through our back. Everybody's favorite. So to begin this stretch, we're gonna stay down, take our knees a little bit wider, and walk our hands out to the side. Okay, we're just gonna begin with a little bit of movement back and forth. Okay, letting our shoulder drop toward the mat. Good, and that might be all that you need for today. That might be enough stretch. But if you'd like a little bit more, okay, we are gonna go ahead and drop one shoulder all the way down toward the ground, and you can even put your face down there as well. And I want you to keep both elbows bent while you're here, hips are high. And then let's go ahead and take it to the other side. Lift up and drop your shoulder down. Again, lay the head down if it feels good. And come back through the center. Let's do that one more time on each side. This is a really wonderful stretch for that anterior shoulder. Also a little bit into the pec. And let's try one more on the other side. Drop your shoulder, turn your head, let your ear rest on the floor. And relax right back through the middle and walk your hands in. Very good job. We're gonna stay here in this child's pose for a moment. What I'd like you to do next is to take your right arm and lift it up. So don't force the rotation, but just lift that arm. Maybe you go at an angle, maybe you're able to go all the way up. We're just gonna thread the needle here. So arm stretches up. We're gonna reach that arm underneath our stabilizing arm and let our shoulder relax down to the mat. And we'll take that one more time. Big inhale, lift. And go ahead and thread the needle all the way down. Now if you'd like a little bit more from this, reach your opposite arm out in front and just relax into the mat. Now can you lift your hips a little bit higher, resting on the side of your head, and start to feel that behind the shoulder of the bottom arm. Great work. Sit your hips back, bring your arms back into a modified child's pose. Let's try that on the other side, shall we? So we're gonna rotate, lift our arm up, and then thread the needle. The arm comes underneath. We lay our shoulder down, we lay our head down. Good job, and let's try it again. Big inhale to lift. And thread that needle, arm goes down. This is the option you have to intensify this stretch. Reach your other arm out in front. Hold there for a moment. If you'd like a little bit more, I want you to lift your hips. Get them up there if you can. And again, start to feel that tug behind the shoulder of the bottom arm. Nice work. And let's go ahead and release into our child's pose and sit your hips back. Very good job. All right, moving on. We're gonna roll ourselves up into a kneeling position, okay? So come up onto your knees. We're gonna begin with our hands behind our head, okay? And we're not gonna pull on our head, but we're just adding a tiny bit of pressure here. So to begin with, send your hips back and tuck your chin towards your chest. Bring your elbows in, trying to touch. And then once you lift back up, squeeze through your glutes. As you open up through the front of the body, you can even lift up and back if it feels good. And again, scoop your abdominals in, send your hips back. Good. And inhale, open, elbows wide, squeezing through the glutes. All right, we're gonna take this to another level if you would like to. So we're gonna take it all the way down. So elbows are gonna come together, scoop your abdominals in. I want you to set your hips back towards your heels and round your body forward. So just a gentle pressure on the back of the head here. While you're on the ground, I want you to push your elbows into the ground, activating through your upper back. And then we're going to slowly roll ourselves up. Again, going back into that glute squeeze, opening out to the side. And let's try it again. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, scoop your abdominals in, gentle pull on the back of the head. And roll yourself all the way down. And if you can't get all the way down to the ground, it's not a big deal. Go as far as you can. Push against the ground. And gently roll yourself up. And open your elbows out to the side. And hold. Very good work. All right, we're gonna go ahead and sit on our knees. Take our hands by our sides. And just gently drop our ear toward our shoulder. And lower the chin toward the chest, just loosening up. We're gonna go into some rotations next. Good, and one more to the other side. And hold, very nice. All right, so back onto our knees. This time, we're gonna reach our right arm, bring it across our body. So you may not reach very far, and that's okay, but what I want you to do is send your hips back, okay? That hopefully will allow your arm to come across your body and hook on the outside of your other leg, opposite leg. So you might already feel a little bit of rotation through that T-spine, that middle back, okay? You have the option to stay right here, hands close to one another, or you can press the back of your hand into your opposite thigh and reach your arm up. We are gonna stay here and hold. Now maybe it's a better option to have your hand here, but if you'd like, you can reach it up as well. Good. So it doesn't feel wonderful to look up all the time, so maybe you just need to look at your armpit. That's a great option. And then we'll sit our hips back and let our arms come down, have a nice break, and then we'll go to the other side. So go ahead and come back up, reach your arm across. Remember, send your hips back, and then hook the hand on the outside of the leg, and again, reach. And keep in mind, each side, okay, different amount of flexibility, no big deal. Just breathe right through it. And on your next exhale, send your hips back and release. We're gonna try that one more time on each side. It felt so good. So come back up, reach your hand, engage your core a little bit more, and hand hooks as you hip hinge back, and then begin that opening to the side. Can you straighten both arms, put pressure on your leg, and hold. And send the hips all the way back. Take a nice breather, and let's head to the other side for our final stretch. Final stretch in this sequence. Reach your arm across the body and hook it on your leg. Reach up and hold. And release. Good. Send your hips back. We're gonna go on to all fours. All fours here. We're just gonna tuck our chin, round through your back, and go ahead and scoop out through your back. Great job. We're gonna come up one more time. And this time on your exhale, I want you to take your right arm and left leg and shoot them out into a pointer and hold. I'd like you to flex your foot, engage your glutes, reach your arms as long as you can, and release. Good. Round your back again, and this time your left arm is going to shoot out. On the exhale, flex your right foot and hold. This is a nice balancing exercise for our hips, a nice lengthening exercise for our spine. And reset. One more on each side, and we round and exhale, release and hold. Look right out toward the end of your mat. And And release your hand and knee to the ground. Round your back. And on the next exhale, hold. Very good. And bring the hand and knee to the mat. We're gonna rock back into that child's pose again, letting your forehead rest on your mat. Take one hand behind the back. Take your other hand behind the back. Stay here, or if you would like to, lift your arms up, away from your body. And release. Good job. Taking your hands to the ground, bring yourself up. Gently walk your hands so your fingers are pointed towards your knees, and just take a gentle stretch back, giving a nice release for our wrists, forearms, and back up you go. Good job. Tuck your toes, reset your hands, hips rock back ever so slightly, feeling that stretch in the bottoms of our feet. And we will finish in a nice cross-leg position and reach your right arm up as your left arm slides to the side. And switch to the other side. And come right back through the center. Both arms come up for a big inhale. And thank you for joining me for your 30-minute full body stretch. I hope you feel amazing, and I will see you next time.